What about John McCain? Well, here's his summary statement. He says, he puts a great deal of emphasis on controlling costs. Obama is much more about expanding access. John McCain is much more about controlling costs. He says controlling healthcare costs will take a fundamental change. Nothing short of a complete reform of our culture, of the culture of our healthcare system and the way we pay for it will suffice. And he means a complete change. His plan is fairly radical. He would start by changing the employer-provided tax subsidy. He would take on the current link between employment and health insurance. He says that employer-provided insurance will be taxed. Now, Barack Obama is running an ad talking about this, and he's absolutely right in that ad. And John McCain doesn't talk about this much. But the fact is he would tax employer-provided health insurance as a form of compensation. It would be treated just like wages are today. Then on the other side of that, he would offset those new costs by giving you a tax credit, $5,000 for a family, $2,500 for an individual, provided you get health insurance in some way. It doesn't matter whether you get through an employer or whether you buy it on your own. Let me give you an example of how that would work. Today, under the current law, if you get paid $50,000 a year and your employer gives you a $10,000 insurance policy, you only pay taxes on the $50,000 in wages. The $10,000 insurance policy is free to you. Now, from your employer's point of view, he's paying you $60,000. An employer is indifferent to how those compensation is made up. He doesn't care whether it's wages or health insurance or taxes or a pension plan or a free parking space. As far as he's concerned, he cares about the cost it is to employ you. So he says he's paying you $60,000. You're getting $50,000 in cash, $10,000 in insurance, and you're paying taxes on the $50,000. But if that employer said to you, I don't want to run insurance anymore, I'm going to give you $60,000. And you can go out and buy your own insurance, and you went out and you bought a $10,000 insurance policy, you'd be the same place you were before, except that now you'd have to pay taxes on $60,000 instead of $50,000. That's why we're locked into a system in which you get your health insurance through your employer. Now, it really is, what nexus is there? Why should your employer give you your health insurance? Why should your boss determine what insurance you get? Your boss doesn't tell you what kind of homeowner's insurance or life insurance or auto insurance you get, but your boss gets to tell you what kind of health insurance you have. Why? That's why. Because of that way the tax law works right now. And that means not only does your boss get to pick your insurance, so that if he decides to go to a managed care plan that your doctor's not in, you're out of luck, but it also means that if you lose your job, you're out of luck, you lost your health insurance. Haven't lost your homeowner's insurance or your auto insurance, but you've lost your health insurance. Well, under John McCain's plan, if you get that $50,000 in wages and your boss buys you a $10,000 insurance policy, you're going to pay taxes on the whole $60,000. But then he's going to give you that tax credit. And for roughly 90% of the American public, you will end up getting more, or you'll end up paying less taxes under this proposal than you are currently. The tax credit will more than offset the additional taxes that you get for the extra $10,000, unless you have a very, very generous insurance plan. Your insurance plan would have to, your boss has to be giving you about $14,000 a year in health insurance before you would end up on the negative side of that equation. And then, what if the boss gave you the $60,000 in wages? The boss at this point says, well, I'm not going to buy the insurance anymore. Here's $60,000, go out and buy your own. So you go out and buy that $10,000 insurance policy. You're still paying taxes on the $60,000, but you're getting that tax credit, and you're coming out ahead. But now, there's no more penalty for having bought it on your own, which means you can buy your own insurance. Your boss won't be picking it for you, and it will belong to you, and it will go with you from job to job. If you lose your job, you'll keep it. If you change your job, you'll keep it. It'll be your insurance, not your boss's insurance. Makes a big difference. Mostly, John McCain's in favor of deregulation, not completely.